Well, hello again. Peter Saturday from Universal Dork. I'm back again today to talk about Christmas stuff that I've been watching. I like to try to mix it up as much as I can, honestly. And I'm always kind of like in the search to find like the coolest, weirdest Christmas stuff out there. The older, the better. I like stuff, through like the 70s, 80s, 90s, and like kind of like the early 2000s. Before all of these like people started jumping on the bandwagon of trying to make weird Christmas movies and like tons of Christmas horror, and it gets a little too tongue-in-cheek. I like it back when making a weird Christmas movie was actually really weird. So I was doing a lot of searching throughout the year because I make these like mixtapes, the Holiday Babylon VHS mixtapes, and I'm on volume 7, so I've compiled a lot of like kind of weird, offbeat, really bizarre Yuletide stuff. And I've been compiling them on here every year for the shop. So yeah, I'm always kind of on the hunt. So like I've already begun my hunt for next year, part 8. So it's getting pretty ambitious and the pickings are feeling pretty slim. So if you're watching this and you have some recommendations of some like weirdo Christmas stuff from, I don't know, like the 2000s and before, please put them in the comments. I would love to see them. So this year I actually saw a pretty interesting film. I did a little movie night at the shop with some people, and I chose this movie that I stumbled upon, I don't know, probably around the summertime. And I heard it was a Christmas movie, and it seemed like it had all the right ingredients to be sort of like a new Christmas classic. There was this movie called A Light in the Forest. This one really caught my attention because looking through the movies that were directed by John Carl Buechler, renowned effects artist. He did like Friday the 13th Part 7, directed that, and he also directed Troll and did all of the special effects. He's done stuff for like Dungeon Master, which is one of my favorites. He's done all sorts of stuff like Watchers Reborn with Mark Hamill. This guy knows what he's doing, and he really makes some incredible monsters. As I was looking through his filmography, I saw this little film called A Light in the Forest, and I was like, what the hell is that? And it's from 2002. So I grabbed the VHS because my interest was really piqued when I saw that it was a Christmas movie. And then I also witnessed on the cover here that we've got a couple weird looking like characters. We've got this like weird witch on here.
To the potion of hemlock, rose hips, and a single nutshell. Its powers derived from the bowels of hell.
Will it kill him?
Holly Boy is eternal, evergreen and blessed by the angel.
And then this kind of like weird like warlord guy. And then this sort of like elf looking type Peter Pan character. This guy's name here is Holly Boy. He's quite a guy. I immediately bought this. I've been kind of like holding on to it, like holding off until the Christmas season to watch this at the shop. The cover almost looks like it's like a Hallmark movie or something in the back. You can kind of see. Wasn't really sure what to make of it. And then I took a closer look at some of these pictures on the back, and look at here, you can see this sort of like weird, like wild boar type, almost like wereboar, like giant wild boar monster, something that looks like it would come out of the Troll universe. Absolutely love that one. So I threw this on, and I kind of told everyone we had like a Christmas film from John Carl Buechler, and of course everyone's expectations kind of got maybe a little bit too high, mine included. I mean, I still was kind of like, this is probably totally going to suck. But I had just kind of an inkling that there could be something special about it. And by the time the movie was done, it was kind of like the crowd was divided. I was like, I thought that was, pretty much exactly what I wanted out of a John Carl Buechler Christmas film. There was a part of me that was hoping it was going to go to the distance, a little more into like horror or go like a little bit darker. So like half of the audience that I watched it with were like,
that was pretty cool.
And then the other half was like,
Oof, that was really rough.
And when I say that it kind of delivers exactly what I want out of a holiday film, obviously, if this was like full of like trolls from the Troll movie and was like a troll version of a Christmas film, it would be one of the greatest holiday movie discoveries of all time, I would say. But unfortunately, this one doesn't feature tons of trolls, but it does feature a couple like goblin-style characters. Like the bad guys in here are right out of a Rankin Bass film. Kind of realized that this was sort of exactly what I actually really wanted the entire time, is like a Rankin Bass film come to life, because I'm a gigantic fan of those Rankin Bass movies. They always have really cool like supernatural aspect going on, really cheesy characters. There's always some like monsters, you know, like the Rudolph thing has the abominable snowman. You got Heat Miser and Snow Miser, and this actually really fits into that mold, but it's like live action. And the Holly Boy backstory at the very beginning of the film is very Rankin Bass.
Yes! Yeah!
And so it was that King Otto and his minions set out to find Holly Boy and strike him down.
And this group of like evil villains, these numbnuts, especially when you see at the end when they're trying to fight Holly Boy, how fucking ridiculous and stupid they are. It's pretty glorious in that way. They kind of come into modern times, and there's a whole debacle that goes on with the school and Christmas spirit and these evil, vicious sort of like medieval warlords and this hag and these goblins kind of like coming into the school and kind of basically possessing teachers and like the principal. And then we've got like the 35-year-old students. They're all ridiculous characters, kind of like a Mean Girls type thing going on.
Down. Sorry.
God, look what just fell off the boat.
Really?
There's really not like a super dull moment in this, but I could see if someone goes into this film thinking it's going to be like the next insane holiday adventure film, they're going to be very disappointed. We're talking about like a really weird, bizarre Christmas special that features some really ridiculous plot points, some supernatural elements, and of course, some monsters. Absolutely no John Carl Buechler film would be complete if there weren't some like weird goddamn monsters in here, and he brings a couple to life. The main character, this girl, has entered this Christmas, talent show. One of the most ridiculous things, like the fate of the world is relying on the outcome of this like fixed teen talent show with 35-year-old actors playing teenagers. There's a lot of ridiculous shit going on stage there. And a lot riding on this damn thing.
Oh, look at this kid. He's great. Heck, even if I wasn't paid, he'd have my vote.
And there's, of course, Holly Boy's kind of having a good time, like hanging around in Hollywood in modern times. And he's bringing his Christmas spirit, his power to transform. And just like a snap of a finger, he can add like tons of Christmas ornaments and like tinsel to everything. He's got this power to decorate things very quickly. Holly Boy takes one of the people from the student body captive who he thinks has been possessed by the evil hag, and he actually like uses tinsel to tickle his bare feet on a table while the other people hold him down to like infuse him with Christmas spirit.
Ouch. That had to hurt.
I gotta sit down.
Now there's some scenes in here where it almost goes into like the horror direction. Still a pretty lighthearted story here. And then the finale of the film, this guy, he's kind of like the leader, this like warlord guy, I think he's like King Otto, is transformed into a gigantic, monstrous, half human, half wild boar creature who looks fantastic. It's like 10 feet tall, this like wild boar character. This is a little bit of a spoiler here, but who fucking cares? This guy's transformed into this wild boar, and you're like, oh, that's so, awesome. He's so cool. I can't wait to see him like fuck shit up. And the wild boar just kind of like stands, almost like he's dancing in like one spot. We're kind of like going back and forth to the talent show and then watching this basically nothing happen. It's just basically the old hag with her like magic staff, just like pontificating about how she's going to like fuck everyone up and destroy Christmas. And this boar, as cool as he is, he doesn't do a goddamn thing except sort of like stand there and like kind of tap his feet. It almost looks like he's having kind of a good time. And then he's taken out in the most disappointing way, but also pretty awesome because it is so idiotically disappointing. I'm going to hold on to this VHS. I was almost like, I'm just going to sell it in the store for whatever. But I actually think that this is pretty cool for people who are like connoisseurs of weird and bizarre, deranged Christmas stuff. And if you like bad movies and stuff like that, bad, bizarre films, you're going to get a kick out of this. All right, so that's it for me. Have a great holiday. I will see you soon.